Welcome to Tech, Auto, and Gaming, and today we're going to finish up my daughter's computer. And if you haven't watched the videos of how to build a computer, check those videos out up there. We already have that done. You should always build outside the computer and make sure it works so that if there are any issues, you can figure them out right away. So we got the motherboard here. We're going to put that in and fire her up.
How pretty wash. Look at Derry too.
Whoa.
Tag, you're it.
Alright, so we have the B450 Steel Legend from Acer Rock. Got a 3100G in here. Beautiful motherboard. Now we have to pull the side panel off and start building this. We already got some things done. We wrapped the inside. You can check that video out as well. I've wrapped the cables. Nice, beautiful purple and white and blue. We already got the fans installed. If you don't know how to install fans, it's pretty simple. So there's holes in the sides of the case and there's holes on either side of the fan. Now the fan will always blow towards this motor holder part of the fan is, I don't know, and the open end is always the part that sucks in generally. Some fans, like this one, you see, tell you the airflow. So that's why.
So that goes inside the. So the motor goes towards the inside.
Well, not always. It's however you want the air to flow. So you always have to have. Generally, you want an intake from the front. You don't generally exhaust from the front. And then you can exhaust to the back, and with newer computers they have it so you can exhaust to the top. And with some you might want to suck in through the top as well and blow out, but it's all about how you want to balance your airflow, whether you want a negative pressure, positive pressure. It's a whole thing. You can go check a bunch of other videos out. For me, generally I do intake, two or three, depending on how many fans you can fit up here and whatnot. 2 intake, 2 exhaust, and usually okay.
So the intake, for the intake though, you would put
the fan motor so it goes in,
and then the other ones you turn it around.
So it goes upward. So see how we have these right here, intaking,
and then you're blowing out.
Exhausting. This one up here is exhausting as well.
Getting the heat out.
Yeah, and then you just take a special fan screw. So they're black or silver. They have a different thread than standard computer case screws. They're fatter, and they generally have a dimple so they go flush in. See how it dimples in? You have to have these risers to go onto the motherboard so the motherboard rests on it, because you cannot just mount your motherboard directly to the back of the case. There's a bunch of solder points, and if they touch, you short the motherboard out and there goes your computer. So you have to have these risers. They have a little screw hole in the top and a threaded on the bottom, and they just go in here and they thread in, and then you take screws and you mount the motherboard to the screw risers. But before you put the motherboard in, everyone sometimes forgets this once in their life. You need to put the I/O shield on. If you don't, you'll get all the way through it and then you'll look and there'll be no
is that just
bracket in the back.
Is there a reason for it, or?
Yes, it's so that you don't see all this showing in the back. This covers all that up, but get your I/O ports shine through.
Oh, okay. The colorful stuff.
That's our beautiful I/O shield. Now you have to make sure you put it in right too, because this can go in any orientation into the back of the computer case. So you make sure you line it up like that. Now we're going to put it in like this. So we want this I/O shield to go in like that. So we just simply come in here, and you just put it in there, and then you push.
There you go.
Newer motherboards have them built in. They finally decided to get rid of the I/O shield and have it built into the back of the motherboard on some of them. So now that that's in, we can put the motherboard in. I find it easier to lay it down. And you take it and you put it in. And then you have to go in at an angle. Whatever angle you feel best. There you go. Alright, so I'm going to stress this. So you want to always make sure anything you are going to plug in up the top here, 8-pin or 4-pin, sometimes 12-pin CPU power supply, because newer motherboards have 12 now. First, because sometimes there's not enough room to fish it in later, and then you'll have to pull the motherboard out again, and no one wants to do that. Also, if you have any other cables here, fan cables, it helps to do that ahead of time versus later. So right now we're going to plug the 8-pin CPU power cable.
Oh, I see now. Okay,
I
got it. I got it.
Make it so that fan will spin, and yet we can get that in there. Alright, that's in, that's in. Alright, we look good. Now we're going to screw her down. Screw holes where those risers were, so we're going to get those screwed in. Alright, if you need a magnetized screwdriver, simple thing is grab another magnet, your fridge magnet or whatever. I got mine from the toolbox. You just take it, give it a little twist, get that thing really nice and magnetized, and then voila la, you now have a magnetized screwdriver. And we'll get her to screw down the motherboard. So we line every hole since we moved this around a bit. So let's get this back in line. Make sure the fans.
You added some more things in.
Yeah, we had to go ahead and add some things in that.
Through the holes.
Through the holes that might have been.
Like you said, you have to check before you go in.
Better to make sure everything kind of double check all hooks up. So pick a hole, any hole, maybe that one right there if you want. Start it, get it started. Don't tighten it all down. Perfect.
Oh my goodness. What if I lose the screw?
Then we gotta fish it out. You don't ever close up a case with the screw in there because
I need my glasses.
Potentially short something out. Okay.
So that's another good tip.
Yes.
Maybe do the hardest hole first.
Yes, maybe do the hardest hole first.
Okay, give these old eyes time to look.
Flashlight. They should make a computer light that you just like blink. There you go. Right here?
Oh, okay. I thought it was there, but I thought you pointed someplace else. Right in the triangle.
Yep, right in the triangle. So there. Got that one. I guess this one's the last one right here. It looks like it. Looks like that's the last one.
This one right here, right?
Yeah. And then just tighten them all down.
Okay.
Drinking some Mountain Crest today. Alright, here's how she looks so far. Fan up here spins. Got the cables. Down here, we're going to have to do some cable plugging, so we're going to do that next. So let's start with the audio one.
So what if you don't know how to do all this stuff? Does the book kind of tell you?
So every time you buy a motherboard, there is a manual in here with instructions trying to tell you how to install a CPU, tell you where everything's laid out on the motherboard. Go over your I/O. So you have USB and you have HD audio. I don't know why they call it HD audio still, because it's an audio HD. It was a marketing term, I guess, whatever, back in the day. The audio port goes to the far back portion of the motherboard. It's literally gonna go in that port right there.
Is that the whole audio?
Yeah, that's your front audio. Right here, this port right here is yours. This is the power supply.
Oh. So did you buy the power, you have to buy the power supply separate?
You do. Isn't
You didn't talk about the power supply though.
Nope, I guess I didn't. So the power supply, you do have to buy separate. The more power you have, or the more stuff you have to power, the more powerful the audio power supply you need. We have 430, because we don't have a graphics card. If we did have a discrete graphics card, not a very powerful one, that would work perfectly fine, this power supply. We have a built-in one, so we're just running the motherboard basically off a 430 watt power supply, and that's perfectly fine, and the fans and stuff.
Okay.
So you plug that into there. Then, we have USB. There's a USB port right here. They are labeled. Same thing. Difference is, different pin is missing. So that pin right there is missing. That pin right there is missing. So you need to plug it in.
That one. Upside down the way you had.
Yep, like that.
Okay.
Building computers is really tight. So now we have the USB plugged in.
What does the USB do?
That's for your USB sticks and USB drives. You plug them in.
Okay.
Your computer may or may not have a RGB header. This one does. You don't have a 4-pin RGB. That's a 4-pin RGB down here in the corner. There's also another 4-pin, I believe, right up here. There's 2 on this one. That one's a 3-pin ARGB, audio, and USB, and that's all we really need right now. Okay, so you want to do the hard drive. So simplest thing, pull that tray out. Oh, pulls apart. There you go. This one pulls apart, and you line those holes up, and it's in. and then you slide it back in.
Just plug it in?
Yep, on the other side.
Oh.
These ports are where your SATA drives hook up. You don't ever really have to force it. If it doesn't go, then you know you're the wrong way. So there we go. That hard drive's hooked up, powered up, hooked up to the motherboard. All right, we're gonna power it on.
Wow. That is really cool.
If you look here, we did some art modifications, painted the front, put a horse in the back for Aria, my daughter, and some butterflies up top. Looking good on the inside. We should probably do the peel. You want to do the peel?
Sure, I'll do the peel. Okay. Here you go.
There we are. Looks like you got little fingerprints in the inside, but there you go. That looks nice now. That looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You know what? Should we put these stickers on?
Yes.
Where do we put the stickers on the front? Put it like right here.
Yeah. So
y'all can like be like, she can be like, I got a Ryzen 3 on my computer. What kind of computer you have, Aria? A Ryzen 3. That's what I have on my computer. What kind of graphics card do you have? I got onboard Radeon graphics. That's what I got. Onboard Radeon graphics. There you go. There. Everyone loves stickers. But there's the inside. But pretty much you got your, let's just go over everything again here. You got your power supply. You got 430 watt power supply. Your RAM modules. If you watch the other videos, we went step by step in there. You got your RAM modules. We got our M.2 drive, or you can put an SSD in there. We got a hard drive for game storage and stuff like that. I mean, you want to go cheap, run all your main programs on the SSD or M.2 drive, and put all your games on a hard storage drive, disk drive. We wrapped the cables in purple and white and blue. We got some of those colorful combs that you can change the colors of the combs too, but I like them at purple. So way at the top there, we got really low clearance in those cables and the fan, but you know what? I think I kind of like the closeness. I like how that it looks really like it's like barely inching through there. You know what I'm saying? We were gonna go with a bigger cooler on this, but when we ordered it didn't work. Got a full refund, so we got the heatsink and everything. But I kind of like this UFO style smaller one. It kind of works nice, so it kind of worked out in the end, and it was cheaper. No, is it anything fancy? Is it gonna go crazy and gonna let you overclock it too much? Probably not, but this fan's pretty cool. It keeps a lot of good airflow in there. But your motherboard, your CPU, you bolt it all down, and then we did put the back on. I had to have my brother help me out. It was a tight squeeze. When you wrap cables, they aren't very friendly when it comes to tucking them away in the back. But boots up just fine in the Windows. So yeah, why don't we get to start? Yeah. So until next time. Take your it.
Go, 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 go.
Oh! Hillary! There's that! I can't.
What's going on?
Oh, I found an Erica. Yay!
Erica's filming the wrong way.